What's going on, guys? It's Ty, back with my first video in almost 2 months. I was out for a while because of a sickness, but today I want to be talking about Stranger Things and the new set pics with some of our characters that gives just some very exciting insight into what's going on set. So this new set pic includes Natalia Dyer as Nancy Wheeler, Charlie Heaton as Jonathan Byers, and then in a separate picture, Joe Keery is also there as Steve Harrington, of course. And they're kind of all looking at the scene they just shot with the Duffer Brothers seeming to really like what they're looking at. As we see the picture of Nancy and Jonathan, it definitely appears that they're being chased by something, certainly seem to be scared in the scene as if they're, driving away from a monster or something of that nature. But this picture makes me want to think about something a little deeper, which is the character groupings in Season 5. And evidently, we're going to be seeing some of Jonathan, Nancy, and Steve together. Of course, this is significant because this has been the love triangle throughout the show, and Jonathan and Steve haven't really ever hung out or, gotten along over a long course of time. Maybe in specific episodes here and there, they've been in a group together, but really never just those two and one other person like it would be in this circumstance. And given the events of Season 4, Jonathan living way in California and seemingly being disconnected in the relationship with Nancy and lying to her about his college status, Nancy being back at home with Steve and seemingly having a little bit of a spark there with him again. And of course, Steve lets the cat out of the bag that he still has feelings for Nancy and that he still envisions a life with her in the future. So it's interesting to see what path the Duffer Brothers will take with this in Season 5. With these three being together, how much will the love aspect of it be explored? Or is it just kind of, they're in the same age group and we have bigger fish to fry right now, so, they just kind of end up together because of the circumstances? Because I doubt in a scene like we're seeing in this picture, they're going to be really concerned about, who Nancy is actually in love with at the moment, or kind of, who she's leaning towards. I think they're all going to care about each other and try to protect each other in this situation. So I really think that's kind of going to take a back burner. But I don't know if that's going to be the case for the entire season. I would think there's going to be some resolution to this scenario. And the way, Nancy and Jonathan ended up at the end of Season 4, as I was talking about, I really think they might not end the show together. I think there's a better chance that Nancy and Steve end the show together, but I also think it's possible that Nancy isn't dating either one of them when the show ends. Obviously, some people are rooting for Jonathan and Nancy to stay together. Some are rooting for Steve and Nancy to stay together. Personally, I think both couples were entertaining. I've liked Jonathan and Nancy together, but I do think they have their differences now, so I don't think it would be a problem, writing them apart. But, the interesting decision from there will it really be a priority to get Nancy back together with Steve at that point, or will they kind of just let that be an unknown as the show comes to a close? This picture of Jonathan and Nancy looking out of the back window of the car is also significant because I do believe it's the first action shot that we've gotten released from filming in Season 5 that's actually them acting within the scene. Not just someone messing around on set or about to shoot a scene or walking around on set. This is actually like a standstill image of them acting out the scene, which I don't believe we've gotten so far. If we have, it was definitely a while back because I don't recall. So yeah, someone like me who likes Stranger Things this much, I was geeking out when I saw this picture dropped on the Instagram of Ross Duffer, Stranger Things, and I think even Netflix posted it. But yeah, if this doesn't start to get you hyped for Season 5, I don't know what will. Maybe it actually being a little closer to releasing would help. I know it's still a ways away, still probably over a year away from releasing if I had to guess. But nevertheless, I really enjoyed these leaks by Stranger Things. And I don't want to get too much revealed, but hopefully we get a couple more images like this in the coming months. I've also heard there's a documentary series coming out about the behind the scenes of the filming of Stranger Things 5, which of course is going to make them a lot more money, so I think it's a smart move. If any of you have seen Beyond Stranger Things, which was linked to Season 2, it's basically supposed to be an extension of that series. So they didn't do it for Seasons 1, 3, or 4, but they did it for Seasons 2, called it Beyond Stranger Things. I'm not sure if it'll hold the same exact name this time, but I think you'll find it at the same place on Netflix once it releases. So it's going to be, a similar format to that, kind of behind the scenes, what was going on set, and maybe characters talking about the process of creating Stranger Things 5. I didn't want to make this too long here, so let me know what you guys think about the love triangle. Obviously, this picture doesn't really reveal much about that element of it to us, but it just kind of got me to thinking about it again. Do you think Nancy will end up with Jonathan, given how rocky their relationship has gotten recently? With Steve, given that, he still seems to be like in love with her basically, or just alone at the end of Stranger Things 5 and doing her own thing? I personally would be alright with any of them as long as it's written well, which I'm sure it probably will be. Let me know in the comments. Please like and subscribe the video if you enjoyed this update. I'll have a lot more Stranger Things content and content on other shows coming up in the near future. As every month goes by, Stranger Things 5 gets closer and closer, and I can't wait. I hope we keep getting more exciting news like this, and I'll be here to post it for you guys. So I will see you next time.